And the time right now is 4:36 in the p.m. and I'll be here up until 7 p.m. So we invite you to stay tuned to your very own Jazz and Heritage, listener supported FM radio station here in the Crescent City, WWOZ. And at this time, I'd like to welcome to the studio a very special guest who stopped by and shared some information with us. His name is Mr. Roderick Harper. How you doing, Roger?
I'm great. I'm great.
It's great to see you.
Thank you. Great
And
to see you.
Roger, you're no stranger to New Orleans.
No, sir, not at all.
We were talking earlier, and you have quite a history in New Orleans as well as some other places.
Yes,
But you're now living back here in New Orleans.
permanently. Yes.
Permanently?
Yes, I'm not going anywhere.
As you told me earlier, you were living in Chicago.
Yes.
I could imagine that's a challenge in the winter time.
Yes, it most definitely was a challenge.
Now, Roderick, you're a jazz vocalist.
I consider myself to be a vocalist.
A vocalist.
Yes.
I mean, there's a lot of categories and genres,
Yes.
and people like to put you in certain pegs and squares and stuff.
I love to sing. I've always loved to sing. So
Yes.
I sing everything.
You sing everything.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, how long you been singing?
Since I started talking, actually.
Wow,
Yeah. Honestly, I used to sing television commercials, theme songs to TV shows. Back in the day when they were like very musical.
Yes. Yes.
I knew them all. I knew
Yes,
them all.
I love the
Yeah.
jingles. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now, did you uh, do like the high school choirs and the church choirs and stuff?
I started out in elementary school. I was in a city choir for children. I did that, and then after that, when I got into high school, I was in the high school choir and what they call the madrigals, which was like a specialty group inside the choir. I went to a Catholic
Yes,
boys
yes.
school, and then on top of that, I also did musical theater in high school.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes,
Yeah. So all that kind of honed your skill.
it started.
It started. And like after high school or something is when you realized that's what you wanted to do?
No, I always knew that's what I wanted
You
to
always
do.
wanted to do it, yes.
I just had family and friends convincing me to do other than that. For a living.
Now, who were some of the people that you admired or look up to or mentored you?
Throughout, I would say, one of my first.
We were talking earlier about Mr.
Mr. Bat, yeah, he actually
Southern.
came. There was a few more steps before Mr. Bat.
Yes.
That was a gentleman by the name of John Malachi, who was one of Sarah Vaughan's piano
Oh,
players.
wow, yes.
And I met him in D.C. when I was in high school,
Yes.
and he was really my first, I guess, main mentor in terms of introducing me to the music.
Yes.
While I was in high school, and then after that was Miss Shirley Horn,
Shirley Horn, yeah.
and I had a very long friendship and
Wow, yeah.
being mentored by her for years.
She was just great.
Yes, and then when I went to Southern University, Mr. Alvin Baptiste, Mr. Bat,
Wow, yeah.
had an overwhelming influence,
Yes.
on my life. Period. Really.
Yes. I mean, every student of his that I hear just say how incredible he
Yes,
was.
and then also I can't leave out Ellis Marsalis.
Oh, Ellis, yes, yes.
He basically, Mr. Bat just passed me from him, from himself to E. So
yes.
yeah, that was a beautiful experience. I learned so much from all of them. Really.
Yes, yes. Man, what a privilege to have known, all these great
It was definitely a blessing.
teachers. Man. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you back in town? You've been singing around town a little bit, maybe.
I'm back in town.
Back in town.
I have not been singing in town as much as I'd like to.
And
But
you were at Jazz Fest, though.
Yes, I was most definitely at Jazz Fest. I really enjoyed that. That was a great experience.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now you have a recent CD
Yes.
entitled 2702.
Correct.
And there's a special meaning to that number.
Yes, 2702 was the address of my home as a child.
Oh, cool,
Yeah.
cool.
And that turned out to be that title basically after the recording session. I had a videographer there, like basically taping the session while we were recording. And then after that, getting, some feedback from the guys that were at the session. And Jameson Ross, he was interviewing me, basically asking me different questions. And he started asking me about, I guess trying to dig into like where all this came from.
Yes.
And in my response to those questions, it was basically, it all stemmed from the experience and the love that I received at home, and that was just basically the basis for everything else in my life. And so that was, and I told him, like, 2702 Muskogee Street, and he was like, that sounds like a good album title. I was like, you know what, you're right. So that's how that
Now,
happened.
did you have the community house where all the kids would come by? Or
No, my mother was not having.
She wasn't having that.
No, and no.
No. But you had a really good tight knit family.
Oh, well, I'm an only child. So
you're only
yes.
child. Yes.
So we were very tight.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So you put together this CD, and I see Nicholas Payton is the producer.
No,
I'm sorry.
No, not
Jameson
on this
Ross.
Yes, he did produce one of my records in the past.
One in the past, yes.
Yeah,
But
this one is
Ross.
Jameson Ross. Yes.
Yeah. And you also have Max Moran,
Yes.
bass, and Roderick Paulin on sax.
Yes.
Oscar Rosanoli
Yes.
on piano, and some really great musicians.
Oh yeah, this was probably one of the best recording experiences I've ever had. I think basically learning from the experiences that I had from the previous albums, but also, Jameson really forced me to dig into who I am now.
Great musician,
And also helped me, pushed me to develop more as a songwriter.
Yes.
So there are 3 compositions on there that were written by myself, Jameson, and Shay Pierre. So we collaborated and created those the 3 songs, 3 originals that are on there. But it was just a great experience, and I was very blessed to be blessed by them in the studio.
Great. Now the tune "All Day, All Night," you have it queued up. It's number 1 on this. It's song number 1 on the CD.
Yes, that's actually the first take. Like
First take is a one take.
I mean, when we recorded it, that was the first. The vibe was just incredible. Like in the studio, it was ridiculous.
No overdubs, no. None of.
That was the first take.
All right, so let's give it a listen.
All right.
Once again, my name is Keith. This is Jazz from the French Market. In the studio with me this afternoon, Mr. Roderick Harper.
Yes.
And he has a brand new CD out entitled 2702. And here is the song "All Day, All Night." Let's check it out.
That's it.
All day, all night.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, indeed. In the studio, Mr. Roderick Harper. And my name is Keith. This is Jazz from the French Market. And he has a new CD out. And the CD is entitled
27.
02. And this, Roderick, this is not your first CD.
No, this is my 6th.
Your 6th?
Yes.
Yes. And this is self-produced or?
No, I mean this one Jameson did.
This is Jameson.
Yes.
So is it available
On everything.
on all the platforms?
Yes, and as well as we're taking we're taking pre-orders right now for vinyl. This is going to be the first time I'm doing an actual
Pressing vinyl. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now you're on social media as well.
I'm on everything on social media, even the new one, Trends, which is a new social media
Under
format.
your name,
Yeah, Roderick Harper.
Roderick.
Yep, or Roderick, either way.
Roderick, okay.
I'll answer.
I see there's an E in the middle.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's all right.
And you'll be out pretty soon performing?
I am working very hard as an independent artist to put together a tour.
Yes, yes.
It is challenging, but I'm up for the challenge, and I'm not going to give up. I want to get out on that road like now.
Yeah. Now that everything is pretty much opened up again, and yeah, so and New Orleans can be tough sometimes, especially in the summer.
Yes, it can.
Yes,
but that's all right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, I think we mentioned the musicians earlier that appears on the CD, and it also was produced by Jameson Ross, who's living now. I think still living here in New Orleans.
Yes, sir.
But he still travels a lot.
Yes, sir. He's a busy man.
Yes. And what did you just were you associated with these guys at first, or did y'all meet in the studio?
Well, a lot of that credit I have to give to Wes Anderson,
Who put the junior
senior.
Senior.
I went to school with Wes at Southern.
Yes.
But when I moved back, the scene had changed because this is post Katrina and all that stuff like that. And so the musicians that I knew, they're all big now, so they're not going to want to play with me. So Wes introduced me to these musicians about 5-6 years ago, and I'm growing with them, and they're growing. And I appreciate all that they've contributed to the projects and the music and everything.
Yeah. So, Rod, I mean, it's a great CD.
Thank you.
Sounds great. You about to hit the road and see what the world thinks about it.
If it's God's will.
Yes.
I pray that it is.
Yes. So before you leave, you want to maybe play one more cut off the CD?
Absolutely.
And that's Slice of Life?
Yes, that's an original. It's basically me taking a young lady out, and we're just enjoying the city. So you'll hear about one of the things I love to do, which is eating, visiting different restaurants and stuff like that. So, but yes, I guess you could say that's my ode to New Orleans.
Oh, cool, cool. And you say that was the original?
Yes, Slice of Life.
Yes.
It's written by myself, Shea Pierre, and Jameson Ross.
Okay, cool. So once again, you're in tune to WWOZ 90.7 FM New Orleans. My name is Keith. This is Jazz from the French Market. And in the studio with me, Mr. Roderick Harper.
Yes.
And brand new CD out, 2702.
Correct. That's right.
And let's give a listen to Slice of Life. Let's check it out.
All right.
Yes, indeed. Spice of Life, Mr. Roderick Harper.
Don't worry, I answered to Roderick too.
All right. So, Spice of Life, original composition.
Yes.
And the name of the CD is 2702.
Yes.
And it's available on most platforms.
All platforms.
All platforms.
I have physical copies as well on my website. Again, we're taking pre-orders for the vinyl.
The vinyl,
It's actually a gold vinyl.
Oh, wow, yes.
And, it has all the liner notes and stuff like that for folks like me that like all those details.
Yes, I missed that.
And photos too. Not that you want to look at me, but.
So, Roderick,
Yes.
we appreciate you coming in, and
I
best
appreciate
wishes
being
on
asked.
all your endeavors, and I'm quite sure we'll see you again pretty soon. If not here at OZ, but out and about the city
I
performing.
look forward to it.
Yeah. So appreciate you for coming in.
Thank you.
And hope to see you again soon.
All right.
All right.
All right.
So once again, you're in tune to WWOZ 90.7 FM here in New Orleans.